Listen to this. JD Vance tries to steer CNN's Jake Tapper towards the issues Americans really care about during this very fiery interview yesterday. Watch this.
But this is the thing, Jake. We've now spent 5 minutes talking about people in Donald Trump's staff
who think he's not fit for office.
He fired.
Who think he's not fit for office.
Oh, they didn't think he was unfit for office until they had a falling out with him because he fired them. And we're not talking about the public policy.
Well,
we're actually talk about how Americans can't afford groceries.
We're actually
Can we talk about the fact that Americans can't afford the cost of housing?
Joe Concha is a Fox News contributor, and he joins me now. Joe, this got heated. So it took 16 minutes for Jake Tapper to ask JD Vance about anything other than what General Kelly said once about Donald Trump. And the interview was 17 minutes long. So was this a good use of everyone's time?
Ultimately, probably not, but JD Vance emerged as the winner here. And by the way, and not a lot of people are asking this question, if John Kelly was so offended by what he thought he heard from Donald Trump, we don't know either way, around Hitler and Trump liking Hitler's generals, why didn't a principled person like John Kelly resign on the spot? Why didn't he do that? Why did he wait all these years before he started talking about this? These are legitimate questions. But look, that was an absolute masterclass, Carly, by JD Vance, who has a habit in teaching so-called anchors like Jake Tapper just how they should conduct interviews and what questions they should be asking that the American people want to hear more about. This is classic CNN, to bring on a Republican and try to play this game of gotcha around all things Donald Trump, confirmed or unconfirmed, instead of talking about the key issues like inflation, like wages, like taxes, like domestic energy, like trade, like crime, like illegal immigration, and the national security and economic crises that are resulting from it. And when we look back on this campaign, Carly, if Donald Trump wins, and it's increasingly looking like he may, the selection of JD Vance was the best decision he made during this campaign. Vance will do an interview anywhere, anytime, any network, and he will always, Carly, emerge as the smartest person in the room.
Well, there have been some really memorable Sunday show moments with JD Vance so far, the Martha Raddatz one, and then during this exchange with Jake Tapper, he kept on going, we are now 5 minutes into this interview, and we're still talking about this, not about the high price of food and gas and immigration. We're now 10 minutes into this interview, and we're still talking about the very same thing. So all of that transpired yesterday. On Saturday, on the campaign trail on the other side of the aisle, former First Lady Michelle Obama was campaigning for Kamala Harris in Michigan, and she gave an interesting defense of the vice president. Listen to this.
So I hope you'll forgive me if I'm a little frustrated that some of us are choosing to ignore Donald Trump's gross incompetence while asking Kamala to dazzle us at every turn. All of this while we pick apart Kamala's answers from interviews that he doesn't even have the courage to do, y'all.
So, Joe, by saying that, there is an admission in there that Kamala Harris has disappointed people during her performance in interviews. And then you have the former First Lady explaining it away by saying, well, it's not really Kamala Harris's fault. She's just being held to a higher standard. What do you think about that?
The takeaway I had, Carly, probably the same as you had, is, yeah, we know that Kamala Harris has been profoundly and patently horrible in every major interview that she's done, but that's okay because Donald Trump XYZ. That's quite the bar to get over. I watched that entire speech, by the way, by Michelle Obama. I was supposed to go on a Fox report, and it was one of the most divisive, dark, negative speeches you will ever hear. The entire speech was all about Donald Trump. Michelle Obama played the convicted felon card, the fascist card, January 6th card, and didn't remotely talk about how Kamala Harris will bring down grocery prices, gas prices, violent crime, secure the border, all the things we just talked about. And this is the closing argument from Michelle Obama, who's considered the best orator on the Democratic side. Oh, if that's the case, then that ain't good. My question is, where has she been since the Democratic National Convention 2 months ago? Because this is her first stop. Because I guess you could say, well, at least having her out there with the former, as a former First Lady, and the fact that she's such a great campaign asset, I suppose, is better than campaigning with the ultimate buzzkill, who is Liz Cheney. I guess that's a good thing, but that's not that's not saying much, Carly. Let's put it that way.
And then you have Bernie Sanders going, yeah, maybe Kamala Harris campaigning with Liz Cheney is not the best idea to unite the party around her, but it was quite the weekend of campaigning from both sides. Joe, got to leave it there. Thank you so much for joining us.
Great to see you, Carly.
Good to see you, too.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.